It's a question Stacks had
Yeah.
is how do you identify a market changing without liquidation emails telling you the market's changing? Because a lot of people I've seen will trade a range setup over and over and over, and then we start going into like a bullish spot run, and they keep want to try to do their range trades and just get eaten alive. But you
Yeah.
seem to just flip. I'm done doing that.
Yeah. So
Eh,
are we in a range right now is the question. I think you can go look at some prior price action and maybe patterns and look at like, okay, are we going to consolidate here between, I don't know, are we going to trade like a 45, 46 range to, 40K for a period of time? I, I don't know. More things kind of have to develop around it. You can look at like the well here. Let's just like look at high block right now because where is it? I never
and I
know.
like your comments while you're going over to this. The it's, something I always say
This
is like you
much.
can't
It's a lot of
emulate somebody.
feel too. It's a lot of feel, but there is data to back things up. Like let's just look at Bitcoin right now on Binance liquidations, right? So okay, like now you just built up some shorts here, and this could squeeze up after taking this low, and this low, right? So what do we have here? Uh, the low, okay, 41.7. What was the low print on the day for Bitcoin today? Did it go to like below 41? Trying to think.
Yeah, 40, 40.6.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it went to 40.6. So yeah, 44. This is where like based on high block, there's shorts building up. You can squeeze back up to like 42 and then continue to sell off. Or this is your range low, um, and it's just not a really defined range high here for me. This is this was your okay. So market structure wise, I would say the stacks is the primary thing in terms of when range bound versus spot driven stuff, and because that in itself is telling you that price is trending up. You're not in a range, right? So this is tough though because this was your last high, like 32, and then you just went straight up. But you went directly into 48.6, which is the 61.8 Fibonacci of literally the whole entire macro move. So this is also to my point, like this area is and was resistance. Now, on a weekly level, can you come back down, hold the Tengen to 37.5? Sure. Can it kind of dick around here and then you just sidestep into this? And that's how you continue kind of this like 40K range. I don't know. Like I don't have the answer to this right now. And that's why I started off saying like this is hard for me to understand. I'm not focusing so much on Bitcoin. I'm looking at narrative driven plays, and on weakness, I like to buy them because you get attacked on Twitter for like being bullish or something. Like one guy was like, "Oh, you were bullish at the top." I'm like, "Well, I was buying C pool at 8 or 9 cents. Like that was my goal. What I wanted to do, build a position in that. It's actually done okay against majors, and I don't look at the market right now as like next week. I look at it as like 3 to 6 months, and I think that's like a hard thing for people to grasp because we just went up pretty fast, right? Pretty quickly, and the
Well,
way
people forget we were at 15, 20K for a long time.
right, exact. Well, yeah, I mean, you started the year at like last year at 16, and you ended it in the 40s, right? So it's like that was a pretty nice move. And then Ethereum was what, $900 or something like that. It went to
Yep.
27. So it's all perspective, right? It's not going to go up in a straight line. And if you looked at like last year, you had periods of like 2 months where it was trending down. Fine. You could choose to short it. You can choose to be a scalper in those mini ranges, which, to be honest, I'm not good at. Trading altcoins in that environment is usually difficult in a downtrend because liquidity is just really bad. So it's a liquidation like cascade event either direction on smaller moves from Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's like in that instance, I start to look at the Stokes on higher time frames when things can be oversold or overbought. I start to look at TD, and then I'll probably start to look at liquidity, but elements of time are more like 2 month downtrend, right? Let's just say, like, I don't even know what this time frame was. This is from December 6th to January 4th, right? That was the Ethereum, like, essentially like bottom. So there's a month right there. And then you did basically Jan 3rd to what do we have here? The 12th or something. Okay, so if this was going to trend down for a month, maybe it's February. Maybe it is a downtrend and you come into here and then you're going to go up again. That to me is an element of time. And then I would start to look at maybe the weekly Stoke or the daily Stoke starts to get oversold again and you're going to get a TD. I don't have the answer to that, but these are the things that are kind of going through my mind right now that I'm going to start to look at. But you're down here in oversold territory. So is this going to bounce from here? And the Kijun was a fake out. I don't know. It's interesting how risk is trading alongside of it because it's not as bad. 4,800 S&P, 17,1 on NASDAQ. It's very up in the air for me right now, but I'm focusing on narrative-driven stuff where I think money's going to go. And when those things happen and when people actually move over to that and you start to see the shift and momentum, all you're waiting for is for the hockey stick effect on the chart. And it's like a much more calm, cool, collected way to trade crypto, to be honest.